Okay, reporting live, straight from my bed, things from my head. Oh, dream check. I am not dreaming. I had a really hard time remembering my dreams, and I've been having a hard time remembering my dreams the last 3 days. This is day 3 of difficulty remembering my dreams, and nothing has changed. I am doing all the things I was doing before, so I am now wondering, since everything has been the same, all the dream exercises that have been helping me go lucid and remember dreams, I'm still doing all those things, so maybe dreams go in cycles. According to my dream journals from a couple of years ago, there's a lot of activity right now in previous years. I noticed there was a lot of activity in March, in the beginning of April, and before that there was hardly any, and then after that there wasn't much either. So my other dream journals have been kind of helping me figure that out. So maybe, like I said, this is just going in cycles, and I'm just in a cycle where I'm not going to have much dream activity, and it will pick back up again when the cycle restarts. Who knows? Dream theories. Okay, so the dreams I do remember, I had one very short dream about cherry picking. It was a big family event, and we were going to pick cherries to make cherry pies. But the thing about these cherries is you only need one to make 2 pies, because half a cherry was big enough to make a whole cherry pie. The cherries were huge. They were like that big. They were giant. And that's all of that dream that I remember. That was a very pleasant dream. The feelings were, it was summer. There was lots of fruit to be harvested. The weather was warm. I could feel a slight breeze. And just like the weather was so gosh darn pleasant. It was just perfect. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too dry. It was great. And it was especially nice since most of my dreams are set at night in the rain, or sometime when it's rainy. So that's pretty cool. And then another dream I had, I was with my cousin and we were driving around trying to find this lake for our cousin's wedding, for our other cousin's wedding. We're driving around, and I'm like, I know where this place is, and then we get lost, and for some reason, my cousin's like, I don't want to go back to the rest of the family reunion. Maybe this was a continuation of that cherry picking dream. But my cousin was like, I don't want to go back because our family is bickering a lot and they're boring. Let's just keep driving and exploring. Who knows, maybe we'll find a cooler spot in the lake. So we're driving out in the middle of nowhere, following this coastal highway, and we eventually come to this gated community. The gate's open, but there is a gate. It's a gated community out in the middle of nowhere, and we drive around, and I was like, wow, we are really lost. This is really not where I wanted to be. We're getting back into neighborhoods, and we're supposed to be looking for this romantic, secluded spot for us to have a wedding. And I have no idea what to do, and I start to become kind of lucid, and I get the idea of asking someone for directions. Because in my lucidity, my partial lucidity, I think, well, maybe if I ask someone that lives in this same dream neighborhood, they'll be able to point me out to the lake, because I know there's a lake in this dream. I've been to this lake before, and wouldn't it be interesting if I could get directions in this lucid state, follow them, and find the lake? That was my brief little thought. So we come to this one house, and she's got stapled pink curtains, or just pieces of fabric stapled everywhere, and we're like, huh? And she comes and answered the door, and she's in this pink bathrobe, and she's got her hair in a towel, and she's like, oh, hi, what are you doing? Oh, I forgot to mention, we are also carrying this big giant pink cloth, because I guess it's supposed to be part of the wedding decoration or something. And um, she's looking at it, and I think she thinks we're there for her or something, because she kind of invites us in. She's like, oh, I'm glad you're here. And then I tell her, wait a minute, I don't know who you think we are, but I'm just lost, and I was wondering if you know where the lake is. And she goes, oh, yes, it's this way. And she gives us directions, and I explain to her what we're doing, and then she offers to give us a whole bunch of pink computer ink. She said that she just had a wedding, and she has a whole bunch of leftover stuff that she bought bulk and wholesale for her wedding decor, and she would be happy to give us all of her leftover stuff for our cousin's wedding, which included a whole bunch of pink computer inkjet ink and lots of other weird pink things. And then at one point, my cousin disappears, and he morphs into a totally different person, and he is now my real life lover. And the woman invites us to sit down on the couch and watch The Simpsons. That was really, really weird. So this is where the dream gets kind of interesting, because we sit down and watch The Simpsons for a long damn time. And The Simpsons had like an actual plot line. The characters looked regular. I could understand what was going on. I heard the dialogue and I could understand it. Very strange. I have never watched a movie or anything like that in a dream before. That was a new experience. So we watched that. We were pretty comfy on the couch. The lady was like kind of falling asleep, lounging on the couch, and Lover was actually sprawled out on the couch too and really enjoying the show. And I was looking at the two of them, and I was like, what are you doing? We gotta fucking go. We have a wedding to do and stuff. And he was like, well, can't we just finish this episode? And I was like, no. I'm starting to feel pretty awkward, because we're just at this random lady's house, and it's totally silent. We're just watching The Simpsons with a stranger. It's weird. So I get up to go, and I'm like, okay, thanks for the computer ink. Come on, Lover, we gotta go. And then her husband comes home. He's this big, fat, jolly dude. He also mentions the computer ink, and he is like, oh yeah, the computer ink, you'll have fun with that, or something like that. Kind of like, pat, 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 there you go. Here's some computer ink, you poor starving children, or something. It was just weird. So we end up sitting down and talking to him. I don't remember what about, but we did eventually walk out of that house with our computer stuff and a bunch of pink fabric, and got back in the car and drove off. I don't usually have dreams that are so completed like that. That was really, beginning, middle, end kind of dream. Very strange. And just like the tiniest smidgen of lucidity. Then after that, I ended up getting woken up by my cat jumping into my bed, and he was so cute. I stayed up and cuddled with him for several minutes, and that kind of messed me up a little bit, because I got very, very awake. I wasn't able to do the wake into dreaming method, because I was too awake. I went back to sleep though eventually, and I had frustration dreams. I had stress dreams about my parents again. So I guess those are coming into waves, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get any lucidity, so I wasn't able to do any problem solving in that dream. And I don't remember what I was frustrated about or what was happening. I do remember being so angry that I was like, you know what, screw everything, I'm just going to get violent with you. And I couldn't, because sometimes in dreams you are stopped from maybe kicking something or running, because you would wreak havoc in your bed and waking life. And that's what was happening. I wasn't able, I was awake enough to where if I had tried to do something like that, pretty sure I would have been thrashing around in my bed in real life. So that's that. Those are all my dreams. Didn't do anything too fun. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I'm try not to have too much expectations on my dreams every morning, because like I said, I think it goes through phases and cycles, just like everything else in our body does. Our moods, our menstrual cycle, our hair growth, our fat storage, all of our things, we go through lots of cycles. So why shouldn't our dreams also? Shouldn't that fluctuate also? I don't know. Okay, if you have any information on that, any personal theories, or any scientific ones, or any articles you want to share about dream cycles, and if we have them, I'd be super fascinated. And of course, if you had dreams last night, please tell me in the comments. One, because I'm super fascinated and obsessed with everything dreaming, and I want to know your dreams. And two, it really helps with my algorithms and for my stuff to show up. Thank you.